All right, everybody, please help me welcome our seventh startup, Mike MEDSKER with SIV.
Good morning. I'm Mike MEDSKER. I'm a co-founder of SIV. And for the last 15 years, I've wondered how fast and how effectively are hotels responding to their group leads. Today, you'll meet three mics that can help to answer that question. This mic, me, and sales Mike, who you'll meet momentarily. But first, judges, I need a quick volunteer, somebody with a cell phone. David, if you want to go ahead and just volunteer somebody, if you could just scan the QR code, fill out the form briefly, and then hold your hand up the moment a response comes through. Now, while he's working on that, here's the reality. Hotels today are taking an average of 37 hours to respond to their group leads. And it's even longer on weekends and evenings. And that first touch point often feels a little less like a value add and a bit more like digital waterboarding. Now this creates a doom loop where planners spray and pray RFPs, sellers half-heartedly respond, and everybody loses trust. It's a cycle that I witnessed firsthand as a hotel sales manager early in my career. And about 10 years later, when I was planning my wedding, I noticed that not much had changed. So I teamed up with a top engineer from Netflix in order to start SIV. Now we'll soon see a hand up, which will be proof that SIV can respond effectively even while your team is doing other things. And since teams that reply within the first 5 minutes can improve conversion rates by up to 8x, there's a real ROI attached to a SIV-enabled response. All right, we got it? So we're working not to replace your team, but to turn them into superhuman sellers, because in the AI era, the only lasting advantage is to build real personal relationships. So here's how it works. The moment a lead comes in, SIV routes it directly to your sales team and responds on their behalf. Now we can utilize text message, email, telephone, and we can even do things like calendar appointments for you and help to leave voicemails. Now we know that it can be a real pain to log into yet another sales system, so we've integrated with the tools that you're already using today. Your cell phone, your email, and hospitality-specific solutions like STS, Proposal Path, and a lot of other great ones on the way. Everything's personal, it's your brand, it's your voice, and it's your numbers. Our goal is to get you to a confirmed sales appointment quickly, so that way you can differentiate and close before your competitors have even had an opportunity to respond. Our early partners are seeing great results. We're working with hotels from Highgate, Curator, Davidson, and Charlestown. And in fact, Jessica at Charlestown is seeing about 20% of the leads that come in book a personal appointment with her. And we know that if she can get somebody on the phone, she's going to close that business. Now, SIV is just $300 a month. There's no lock-in. And it takes less than 2 hours of your team's time in order to configure. Now, I promised you three mics. I'm mic number one. You've seen sales mic in action. And now I'll use this mic to go ahead and play the voicemail that we left for you while I was standing up here. Maybe.
My phone handled it while I was up here. Imagine SIV handling every lead quietly in the background at your hotel, freeing your team to build real relationships.
Good job, Mike. Thanks. Judges.
Okay. So what you showed us right now, so I filled in the form.
Yep.
Just for everyone's knowledge, the form just took my details.
Yep.
And the type of event I was looking to have. You played us the voicemail.
Yep.
So now that that's done, that's kind of your outreach.
Yep.
Right? Typically, would that call have been an actual call, or is it automated? Just to understand how you get the actual relationship going.
Absolutely. So the real power behind SIV is a communication workflow platform. So we work with teams to tailor it to their preferred approach. Generally, the way this process works at the hotels that are using it today is, yes, we'll attempt to bridge a real call between the seller and the planner. Now, we know that hospitality salespeople are quite frequently at events. They're running around checking on their customers, so they won't always be available to take that call, right? And when that happens, we can leave a voicemail on their behalf. So that way the planner knows that they're really motivated to go out and earn the business. They can call them back, connect whenever it's convenient. And then we're also really using calendaring technology in order to get an appointment on the books that a seller can actually see in advance, prepare for. It's less of a rates, dates, and space call, and it's more of a 10 to 15-minute appointment where even they can walk out by the pool, pull up FaceTime and show what the function space looks like. We think that's a better approach to hospitality sales.
You showed a couple of success stories. How many customers are you working with now?
So right now we're at the pilot stage with hotels from Highgate, Davidson, Curator, and Charlestown. We've got a couple other great groups in the works that are pretty close. So it's really kind of that initial stage and then expand into the accounts fully from there. Over 700 hotels in potential, just based on who we're working with today. And then we're lining up a lot of additional accounts.
Thank you.
So I'm sort of looking over his shoulder here. Yeah. And so the email or the text message, who is it coming from? So if I'm a customer and I get this text message and I respond to it, who's it going to?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. It's a real differentiator for us. A lot of other platforms that are provisioning communication, it actually comes from that platform, which is a really confusing experience for a customer, right? We actually are using number masking technology, and so it's coming directly from the seller. My partner David has built a really complex lead routing algorithm that kind of skips the lead catcher, gets it to the appropriate member of that sales team, so that way the lead response can come directly from Katie at Hotel A.
So, you mentioned the time to sort of implement a hotel. But what was it? You said it was
less than 2 hours of team
less
time.
than 2 hours? Okay, great.
And that entails primarily the implementation of a web form. We give you an embed code, super easy, super simple to update. We require no further updates, so as we push out new functionality, that's automatically just applied within the form itself. And then beyond that, we're working with teams to provide them with a rough draft of the communication templates. They can tailor it, tweak it, make sure that it supports their brand voice, and a lot of times their individual voice, so that way it really does feel like it's coming from the individual planner as opposed to every hotel that's using SIV providing the same response.
Thanks.
You mentioned 2 hours to implementation, but the first thing I thought of was the integrations and to the RFP tools and things like that. So how do you get all that set up so quickly?
Yeah, great question. We're a strong ecosystem partner because we really have adopted more of a plug-in approach with a lot of the sales and catering systems and proposal management tools. So we do all that work behind the scenes. The hotel doesn't have to do anything. I've been a hotelier in the past. I've been on those calls where you feel like it's so painful to bring everybody together. We're really focused on making sure that that's not the experience that you have with SIV.
All right, round of applause. Thank you, Mike. Mike with SIV.